Once the door is locked, there's no way out. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. You're safer here than anyplace else. Now just lock yourself in and keep quiet. It's almost time to lock up the house. And then your party will really begin. You'll step up one of these days. We're all locked in now. Once the door is locked, there's no way out. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Keep quiet.
What the accident is, bro? Like, what is it? Benji Fishy just ran it down at the bomb, bro. What a menace.
You're better than that, dog. Fortnite player.
Nice, boys! These kids.
All right, well, we hear some fighting words over there in the G2 camp, and G2 manages to pull off the win on Bind, an NA team winning Bind. So, you know, that makes sense.
Pearl's gone, NA needs Bind back in the pool. But,
Yeah.
I mean, they look great. That attacking side from G2 was incredible. Started off with all these, like, really slow rounds, and then after a while, they just kind of started slamming A every time.
Yeah, it was very funny because, as you said at the beginning, it's all about the default. You know, let's hold a little bit. Let's see what Team Heretics is going to be doing. Also, with Wu playing on the operator, they had to take a little bit more time to kind of spot that menace before, you know, deciding to go onto some sides. But you know, after that, they just run it down. Probably just Jonapi and Icy just decided that they were going to be gods.
And they were just feeling it.
Yeah, totally. And but like the impact, the same impact that we saw from the Initiators and Team Heretics in Lotus, we were seeing from Jonapi
Yes.
and Trent in this one. It was amazing. Like how many times, even with our brilliant observers, we were just seeing the blind, the DZ blind in every single of the Team Heretics players.
Yeah, and to be honest, I was compelled to see what Team Heretics had cooking with this composition, which I know kind of running the Omen, running the Soviets, a little more common in EMEA, but in North America, in Americas, it has been almost 100% these either Gecko KO or Gecko Sky compositions. And you really see the power of it here, right? That combo is so tough to deal with. First Sky Flashes coming in, then that Gecko's coming in at the
Yeah, a lot
same
of
time,
layers.
and you can't really break the Dizzy. The layering of the utility was just beautiful, and you saw the result for Icy. He was feasting in this game, and for a guy who's like kind of been the like ire of criticism in
been a bit of a
Americas
punching
for
bag,
so
I
long.
think, in the region,
And
for sure.
I think at times that has been warranted. He's had some pretty rough performances
For sure.
throughout the Americas run, but here in the global stage, where it really matters, a game game away from playoffs, he's stepping up big time.
Oh, definitely. And the moment that they needed to do it, they were saying that they didn't believe that they were a comeback team. Well, they were starting to do it because if they want to make it to playoffs, it has to be with this third map. It's going to be very interesting. But again, I'm very happy to see that he's having this kind of performance.
Yeah, again, like G2, I think like showing this back-to-back, these comebacks, they haven't closed the deal yet, but they did get it done on this second map, is again just showing the growth from this team from the first 2 times we saw them when they were making that like debut at Iceland and ended up falling flat in 2 games there, to the team who, for people who don't know them, they decided to stick together after not making partnership, went all the way down through tier 2, won Ascension as a squad, have made it all the way to Americas, and are now here at an international event, 1 map away from playoffs.
Just
it's
a
an
couple,
incredible run.
Grizzled young veterans.
Yeah.
You know, that's
they're
what it
all
feels
like 20, but they've been playing together for, it feels like 10 years.
Yeah, it's truly incredible. Of course, that is now going to take us over to map number 3. It's going to be split. So I was looking at the numbers because, you know, I'm just
You're a
digging
numbers
some
guy.
numbers. I'm a numbers guy this event.
numbers.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, but for G2, I mean, this is not. Oh, sorry. Is it
I
split?
think
or
it
is
might be
this-
split.
Might be split.
We'll see.
Well, you know what? Next time on Dragon Ball.
I'm going to
we'll
say
think-
that Ascend is Team Heretics permaban, and it says also that it's banned. So I'm going to say that it's split, and I'm going to
Oh
apologize.
yeah, I sent this back on the
Yeah.
screen.
I've been doing my homework here. We apologize. It
It's
looks
crazy.
like it's a set, but it is split. I can give you that. I'll tell you that.
It's crazy how my eyes work. I just don't look at the bands. I'm just looking
No,
at
I
the
mean,
map.
I didn't look, but I was like, I would be very surprised if I hadn't spotted that one.
Yeah.
Because that would be a treat.
But the guys to be looking at heading into this third map, which is, to clarify, split, have to be Benji, Fishy, and Leaf. These two have been kind of the icons for their respective team. Leaf even kind of bringing up Benji's name quite a lot, but they're both incredibly impactful lurkers.
Yeah.
And I think for both these teams on their attacking side of split, what pressure these two players can provide with either a lurk setup towards that C or A extremity, creating space, really is kind of make or break for their respective IGL, be it Valen or Boo, in what options they have to call in the mid round. And both these guys, I think, really have a chance to make a huge impact on
Yeah,
top three.
and hear me out. We've been talking about the compositions, maybe some changes, but what we do know is that Benji is going to be on that cipher. Like, why would they change something that has been so strong in EMEA? Just wait 5 minutes until they change the composition.
Imagine.
Yeah, I mean, but that's also going to be the question. When they had a previous composition, they've been trying up with some different agents, but I really feel like the one that they're running now really, really suits them, and they feel really comfortable. But the impact that both Leaf and Benji can have on both of the sides, it's so massive that it's going to be #1 priority here.
Can you remind us what comp they've been playing recently in the EMEA?
It's Omen Viper, Cypher, Sky, Race. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So most teams, I think, across regions are still running a lot of the solo Sky stuff on this map, sticking to that double controller, which has been honestly really solid. I think this is the one map where I'm kind of still down with solo Sky to happen. But again, to kind of reel this one back more so to the implications as we get ready to hop into the Agent Select Tier 4 split, this is a huge win if you
Massive.
can get into playoffs this early, right? You have that guaranteed 4 days off before you're getting into playoffs. Have that time to rest, to come up with new ideas, to scrim. Especially for Team Heretics, they were saying they've only scrimmed 1 day with this roster.
And it's crazy. You were talking about, the history of G2, the history of these players. But for Team Heretics, for the organization, this was the org that won First Strike back in the day in EMEA, but ever since then, it has not been an easy ride for them. Not even achieving much in Tier 2, then the partnership starts, and the team is just not looking good. Boo tried his best. Benji joined for 1 match at the end of the year. And now this year, they grabbed all this young talent. And in every single event, there is something against them. A player not being there, the visas not being ready, someone not being old enough to even play.
But they still rise to
But
the
here we
occasion,
are.
though. That's the thing that makes this team so incredible. It's,
But that's the thing. Can you imagine? They're 1 map away from making it into playoffs. It's definitely like the resurgence, finally, of the team that was great one time.
And you have to remember what happened when they appeared in Madrid. They played 2 of the teams who made it into the top 4 of that event, Apex and Sentinels. They had both those squads on the ropes at times. They played 2 close series, ended up losing them both, going down and getting eliminated 0-2. So I feel like there is that pressure on now for them to actually make the playoffs, to show us what they've been showing throughout the year in EMEA.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a pressure-filled moment for both of these young teams here. Even though G2, they have shown and proven time and time again throughout the core's history that when they need to rise to the occasion and meet the moment, they have done so, whether it's qualifying for the league, which is the biggest achievement that this team has accomplished, right? Getting into the IL in America is a massive step for them. And if they're able to accomplish this here, it would be big because this G2 team, let's not forget, right? Go back to Reykjavik, the struggle that the guard had to be able to make a even morsel of an impact at all. And now here they are on the precipice of being able to qualify. But on the other side, and to your point, Kukuka, you know, Heretics, they're doing this with adjustments, barely any practice. A Woot who's filling into now that primary duelist role, even though it feels
He ain't
like
looking bad.
it's as natural as applesauce for him, for real. But honestly, I just think that both of these teams have really shown some true grit in this matchup. They've shown true grit in their appearance here. And they both deserve, you know, like to have this opportunity to make it to the playoffs. That's how I feel. I just think that they've really, really shown us that when push comes to shove, they can step up.
Yeah, they're both really young teams, too.
Yeah.
G2 has been together for a long time, but all those boys, I mean, for most of them, it was kind of their first big roster. Icy's a rookie this year. Team Heretics have rookies of their own, and they're also a team with so much fresh talent in this game. So it's going to be great to get into this third map. We are waiting right now.
That's
Lobby
right.
crashed out.
There
They're
is
remaking, so we're hoping to get in soon.
I love that. That is the iconic Fortnite pick that I.
What does that mean, Turst?
I don't know, but
You should be the one.
could have been a
You're the
misspelling.
youngster here. You should be the one telling us what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
I don't know what it means.
Give us the internet info.
I'm not
Give us
knowledgeable.
the internet info, okay, boomer.
I don't watch TikTok. I'm not relatable.
I didn't mention TikTok.
Dang, called out in real time. Just I'm trying to antagonize you guys over here. That's all I'm good for.
Spam the chat. I'm actually interested to see. I'm just doing your
Spam the
job.
chat.
Have
Do you
to
think that the
update
time-
on
What
the
do you mean?
delay.
You're
Have to
going
say to spam.
I
the
was
chat.
ready to update everyone. Okay, you took my job. I'm only here for one thing, Mimi. I'm the fleshy meat bag that throws a commercial break.
50-50.
Oh, well,
It started,
just-
the votes are starting to kick
Yeah.
in now.
I'm actually
But
curious.
it's still almost
going to make an impact?
50-50. The what, sorry?
The time difference.
The time
time
difference.
zones.
Oh yeah, well right now it's 9 a.m. in the East Coast.
For the fans,
not for us.
I was
Yeah,
so
it's like
confused.
9:30 p.m.
Maybe that's
for
the
us.
time zone making the difference for me of not knowing what you're saying.
Yeah, actually, yes, the jet lag's in. You can see Team Heretics fans stepping up big time here. They're rallying around their team. You know, maybe even some
Are you
people
not
also
going to say
feel
that
that
they're
way.
watching the Spanish stream?
That's could be.
I think there's a lot of English-speaking fans of Team Heretics.
And as they should be.
I agree.
I don't think they have a highly regionalized fan base, but there are a lot of Spanish fans.
That's the most part.
I mean,
Even though it's right
they
there.
popped off in Madrid.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, they
people-
really showed out.
People lost their mind for them in Madrid. That was actually pretty awesome to see. Of course, it's-
G2 also, like,
Yeah.
they didn't have like a huge number, but the people who showed up for them in Americas were loud
Very
every
true.
time. They made themselves heard, and I feel like this is a team who has really gained more and more fans as you've seen their run. Fallon especially, every time
Yeah.
you hear that guy talk, he just like exudes maturity and like knowledge. Like,
And wholesomeness. Like, I
Yeah.
think he's very humble. He's very.
I mean, just the whole narrative of like they declined tier 1 offers to stay together in tier 2.
Not many people would do that.
Yeah, no one else did that.
Yeah.
No other team really did that.
Yeah, well, in the Americas region, at the very least, right?
Sure,
They
at
were the
least
only
it
ones that did
But
it.
I feel like they are the best example. There have
Oh.
been other teams who've done the Ascension Gauntlet,
Yeah.
but it's never been as long-standing.
And sometimes it
a roster
wasn't
as G2
like
had.
for them. It was like purely choice, right? Like they stuck together because they felt confident that they could.
Yeah,
do
because I
this
mean
with
they've
that
hit the
forward.
tier 1 heights before. They've been to a global event
Mm-hmm.
before, and they have to start from scratch.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. If you're just joining us, you can see at the bottom left of your screen there.
Right.
Ignore. Huh?
You can hold up like your 2 fingers and see.
What? No, I was just saying tech pause. You know, the graphic at the bottom.
I'm just
You're
I'm just
killing me
I'm just
right now, Mimi.
troublemaking.
You're trolling me, okay? No, but yeah, we got a little bit of an issue on stage, but we're getting that sorted. I believe we should be good to go. Players, as I can see on the screen, are loading in.
I want to see something crazy, please.
You know what's incredible, though? I mean, we're going to be talking about
want
these
it to
players
not
for a
make
long
sense.
time.
That's
you
what
know?
I want. I want it to not make sense. Whomever wins this, I want it to not make sense. And if Team Heretics wins, let's just bring back the fact that both Neil and Patatech said that they, you know, but you know, it's gonna be boring.
Patatech is
Wait,
playing great.
what?
Wood is on
correct?
Viper.
We know that there was a tech pause, but is it big? Because this is the
Okay.
thing, right?
It's a bold
which was
move,
playing
Cotton.
Viper.
I-
It doesn't make sense, so I like it.
well, EMEA analyst, go ahead, tell us how often
This
do
is
we get
weird,
this?
right?
This is this is weird. I mean, we were talking about Wood stepping up for the race, but
Hey.
for the team, but I didn't expect this one.
Job's not done yet. Winner here is going to advance to the playoffs.
What are they
Who
gonna
takes it all? Let's send it back over to Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, GB. Yeah, it's only fitting that an NA versus EU clash with playoffs on the line ends on split. And of course, it's going to be with a little bit of spice added to it. Woot, who's been the duelist this entire tournament, switching over to the Viper O while Patatex takes the reins on the Rays. I'm really excited for this one, Dre.
Yeah, and it's not unfamiliarity for Woot. He plays Viper on this map, and Mini Boo's normally the Rays, so I think it's more of just a comfort pick for the gang. And I mean, this is gonna be interesting, because the last time we saw G2 play this, they lost to 100 Thieves, but they looked really good with the Fade change. They normally ran the Cypher with the Breach.
Where are you?
An early eye mid from Trent,
Bring them down.
and a fault line B main, but it's all a ruse because they're leaning towards A. The flash does connect from Reigns, but they still don't know. It's not guaranteed information.
No, but there's enough to make him suspicious. Patatex first to feel the contact and first to fall. Rian trying to catch a really nice timing, but with the paranoia in his face, has to give the space back up. And now a nade at his lap somehow still gets a parting gift and a kill.
That could have been really bad for Heretics, but they
almost
bring
was.
it back. And the Lurking Breach opens up the map. That's
Yeah.
all the space gained.
The classic lurking breach. That's just crazy, but he's gonna find space. The thing is, though, the three members of G2 that are up are weak.
A good fault line to delay the retake.
This has the potential to still go sideways for G2 here. They're not out of the woodworks yet. Choppy waters to be
30
navigated.
seconds left.
Look at the minimap. Woot is still on A site.
He's
thinking that
paranoid.
maybe there's a lurk or
Yeah,
something going on.
exactly, yeah. Unaware of the fact that they're all here.
Spike planted.
That's gonna buy a little bit of time. Jonah P's fault line might be back online here very soon. Woot now pushing forward with a ghost in hand. A classic for Boo. First corner cleared. Plenty of noise being made by Valen. But does he have any idea of Jonah
Last
P's
player
position? No. Stuck a barrel in his ear, not able to land the shots on the second. The pistol goes the way of G2.
And I thought Woot was gonna read into that. I mean, I felt like the jump spot of Valen in that spot was so obvious that it was gonna be somebody on the default box. And he kind of half cleared it, but Jonah P has been so crispy in these last two maps. I mean, he really brought it back and was a big factor of why they won that bind. I mean, they started down 0-3 because Patatex was going crazy on the pistol rounds. I mean, this time around, he gets dropped.
We're starting to see some of the chess game play out. A little bit of early utility from Benji Fish. He's setting up all of his traps, A.
Dropping spike.
That fade eye didn't connect on anybody top ramp, but it's all to show pressure there on purpose and have Heretics read into it. You see Valen hanging around here trying to hear if there's any re-clear utility on the A ramp side.
Woot's gonna get ahead of the orb. He's gonna find a timing. He just doesn't really have a gun to do much with. That's just tough, man. Trying to make a play. If they end back B, there's the teeth of this stack.
Good mid-rounding from G2
Yeah, really nice.
to reposition, go vents, and just split this A site.
Benji Fishy's gonna be ahead of it all. But he's here by himself.
And he does that?
How much
30
more can they get
seconds
away
left.
with here?
I mean, you wanted spiciness.
Well,
You have it.
Well. Leaf's gonna clean up Rian's.
Yeah.
Leaving
One
Patatex and Boo
enemy
on their own.
remaining. Spike planted.
And so Boo
There.
again is the last one standing. And they know
Yeah,
exactly where he is.
Yeah, so much committed onto him as well. The fault line, the Omen flash, he can't play anywhere.
Yeah, that sucks.
Nice anti-eco from G2.
in the line of fire.
And yeah, we may have seen a crazy shot from Benji there. But the spacing and the trading, just all too good for G2. I mean, look at this. Okay.
Right.
Yup.
Right.
Yup.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I mean, sometimes the bullets don't hit the mark at all, and then other times it just
That
is a
happens.
magnet to the
Yeah.
head.
Other times they're heat-seeking.
I mean, I see. Imagine being him in that moment.
There's just not much you can do.
Doesn't even know how he died.
Much more formidable weapons in this round for both sides.
And only Trent's Fade Eye shown in mid here. No fault line B. So kind of similar to the pistol, but not really. I wonder if Woot was going to spam off of this trip being broken.
They're so close to it.
Jonah
That's a
P.
miserable trip to try to clear. There's really no easy way to do it. The dog is the one that takes first contact.
Yeah.
Poison's off.
And I thought for a second Jonah P was going to position his fault line here to hit into that vent, but he didn't need to do anything there. And all this mid control, all this
Scout
mid space
destroyed.
gain from
Careful
G2,
here.
this is a big part of the map to control. I mean, now the defenders are forced to back off into their respective sites and play setups. And this is what you want when you're running a breach. You want the enemy team to be playing in sites. This split might be huge.
They have no idea that they're here.
Oh,
The flash didn't
timing.
tag anyone garage from Rians, and they're so far up already. That's going to be the cue, but Rians has dodged the utility himself, so is Boo. Valen able to get the best of him. Oh, that would have been filthy.
Poison's off.
Numbers the way of the attack. The site is wide open. The spike is planted.
Spike.
Now it's
they're-
on Patatech and Benji Fishy to pull this one off.
Yeah, and they're taking all this spawn space. 3 players of G2 playing a post plan in spawn. It is not planned for them. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
it
they're
might
look-
play a factor into this.
They're looking for the fights.
Poison's off.
Oh, the proactivity from G2 is too good right now.
Enemy remaining.
The shots will land. Benji Fishy is left alone. And as he tries to go up under the ropes, all he meets is bullets from Leaf. That's now 3. The way of the attack. The bone is fully online.
And G2 played a great macro round here. And Valen getting this kill, this trade onto Reigns there and just living and allowing his teammates to split and get the trade onto the site player. I mean, it's beautiful. Taking control of all that mid space allows the breach to get a lot of value when players are just funneled back into the site. Heretics did a good job of getting proactive in that B main, but they didn't get the trades to go their way.
They've got to know the boost close here.
A new look to the anti-eco. It's B main pressure, B main control for G2. Maybe trying to set up a future round.
Again, the flash just a bit off. As far as timing goes, not connecting onto anyone and potentially giving false info. You see the idea here. It's very similar to what we saw in the previous round or 2 rounds ago. The trip is the contact. The trip is the cue.
Exactly. G2 are playing such a slow round. Oh, that's so nice.
That's what they did a couple of rounds ago. It's a really cool idea. And then they use the satchel to clear it out, and they vacate the space. I mean, they're just toying with Heretics here.
Heretics do have a read onto this, but can they actually hold the site? Jonah P will be committing the breach ult.
Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere for Patatech to go. As Rian tries to swing out and try to capture timing on a fight, he's just met with a
One
barrage of
enemy
bullets. Boo with the Sheriff in a 1v4. We've seen this one before.
Yeah. I mean, this is
Spike
surely
planted.
impossible. He's hit some nice Sheriff shots before, but G2 right now, there's no corners being skipped right now.
Yeah, yeah.
They have all bases covered, and it's already 4-0. This is getting out of control. This is why you're seeing a timeout from Team Heretics. They're holding positions for their teammates as they're scaling. The utility is on point right now. Even the micro things like Trent in that mid area, using the Prowler to have the trip activate on it and then running through so he doesn't get hit by it.
Behind it, yeah.
If someone's in vent there or anything, he gets a free kill potentially. He doesn't get slowed down by anything like that of the sort.
This so far has felt like a Valen masterclass.
Yeah.
On how they've approached the map, on how they've decided to play around with their emotions mid and then hit extremities. It's just been really nice. It helps that Jonah P is having a really good game, but G2 look good here, man.
It's really reminiscent to the attacking side of Bind, where they just kind of just played this chess game. The only difference here is that G2 won the attack pistol.
Yeah.
And the bonus. It's gotta be a good feeling.
So on the other side of this timeout, Heretics with pistols, or excuse me, with rifles, and still looking for their first round of the map. No real meaningful ults. Kind of on the precipice here. Boo has his online, yes, but
Right there.
not much more.
And a change of pace here. G2 gonna take the matter into their own hands and take fast A ramp control with this breach, fault line, and satchels from Icy.
And the fade over the top to make sure
Oh yeah.
in case there was anyone there, but no one found.
And that little hesitation.
Oh, that's dangerous. Oh, that's so dangerous. And the mollies and 3 members waiting on the other side. Woot.
Spike down.
Not on the
A.
duelist, but still dealing damage. Now Valen creeping forward, clearing the trips. Getting out onto the site. Leaf and Jonah P.
Spike planted.
Really close.
But Leaf has slipped the net. I think Heretics are semi-aware that there could be a lurk somewhere.
Yeah, they don't have any control heaven. They've got to be careful for that.
But if Leaf plays his cards right, it could be disaster for Heretics.
This is really nice.
Good delay.
They're using really nice scaling utility from Jonah P in order to create some space. Valen now tucked.
They're in such good positions for that. But how does Leaf go down there?
Spike has been going on for a long time. What a hold. Boo's forced to make a play here. Time is up, the essence. Yeah, Jonah P spotted.
Remaining.
Fancy footwork will buy just enough time. The kills go the way of Boo, but the round goes the way of G2.
Heretics did a really good job catching Icy off guard with that re-clear utility. But Valen, he crept through A main, gets the trade, and then doesn't die to the trip on site. He was so aware of that. And then in that post plant, I mean, the number of rounds that G2 wins on the post plant,
It's criminal.
it's insane. I mean, Jonah P's utility there to just delay and allow Leaf to creep up into that heaven area. And yeah, he gets like absolutely obliterated by Benji Fishy.
Me dying actually
But that-
made them speed up. And then they just
Exactly
ran
what
right into
exactly what he just said, Doug. I don't even need to say it.
Well, we don't have time to say it either as we're back into the next round. Boo with the rifle in hand. And he is A, where Leaf is taking a little bit of space.
I thought for a second he was just going to go straight into the A site.
This is going to end up back
He
there.
hears all the rotations.
Yeah. So they can call them back towards A. Or Leaf could just scale into spawn.
This is...
What's interesting here, though, is that the rotation isn't coming through already. Now it's starting to lean B, but Leaf is so far behind them, and they have no idea who will fall. And now they realize they've been infiltrated.
How did he get there?
Uh-oh, wait. Who's ahead of this? Oh, they get 2? They get all 3?
A.
It's gone horribly sideways. But Leaf and Valen still trying to stabilize. I don't think the paranoia connected. Patatek is here, but yeah, he's weak. The smoke keeping them at bay.
One enemy remaining.
Leaf has won the round by himself.
30 seconds left.
He's on for it all. Patatek has to play hero. Valen gets the kill. That was a Leaf round from beginning to end.
Did Valen just spam him through the smoke right there? And then, yeah, Leaf just in spawn within the first 20 seconds of the round. And while all that chaos happened for Heretics in A main, he's just picking them off like flies on the flank.
Down A.
That was so nicely done by Leaf, man.
This is nuts.
One enemy remaining.
Look at this. Oh, he saw the barrel.
Nice! Come on, Jake. Perfectly played.
Everything going the way of G2 right now.
It really was perfectly played. 9-1 for Valen, 9-2 for Leaf.
6 rounds on the attack, Doug. On split. The last time Heretics played this map, this comp, they got obliterated by Fnatic. And it's looking like G2 have taken that blueprint and applied it with their own.
There are 27 kills amongst 3 members on the side of G2. We're 7 rounds into the game.
My ult's ready.
Heretics with the numbers advantage here.
Yeah, but at this point, I feel like...
Uh-oh. There's still a rocket in the hands of Patatek. Somehow they both miss. Valen played a perfect round. He's gonna have to do it again here if he wants to pull off this 1v3. Spotting the first, the pre-fire was so clean. Dealing damage. Oh, he's gonna get it again, isn't he? He's gonna pull this thing off. A 1v1. Valen, who's been the architect of a perfect round before, is gonna have to do it again, and he delivers. The Red Bull clutch for G2.
The IGL, who has been putting up huge numbers in North American VCT. He does it again. And it's these scenarios, even the 2v3s, the 1v3s, that G2 are winning. Heretics had such a good early start to that round, but Valen answers back every time.
A 4K, 13-1.
He wants it.
This thing is out of hand.
Yeah. Right now, Heretics are definitely on the back foot.
I mean, they just burned their second time out.
You have to, though. If you don't, this might be another Fnatic situation. I feel like there's just not a lot in the tank right now for Team Heretics. They look slow. Lacking the discipline in that moment in the 3v1. But Valen played it great,
I mean,
to be fair.
He played it perfectly.
Yeah.
Again. And yeah, Trent doesn't have a kill again, but honestly, who cares right now?
This team is so impressive because everybody can step up when they need to.
Right.
There doesn't always have to be a star. That's the beautiful thing about this team. They're a real cohesive unit.
Fun little trip, B, but there's nobody on the site.
It's the masterclass that you were talking about. I mean, it's been the right call almost every single round, Doug. It's a free B site.
Icy with really nice spacing here.
It's a free bomb plant.
Yep.
And Jonah P also has the breach ult online. It's available.
He's got to be careful, though, because there's a flame coming from Riens. That's such a deep hit.
He's playing for it. They're so aware.
Yeah, he knows. What a mess. How do Heretics get into this?
I don't know. This is such a good Viper's Pit. And this is all just to delay.
Oh, did he TP past that?
He did.
Oh, he did get tagged, though. Jonah P feeling the pressure. Benji Fishy's already fallen. Every single member of Heretics crumble. Woot looking to connect on the spam, and he can't.
It's just an absolute stomp.
It's a slaughter.
The Viper's Pit on the site. Jonah P with the breach ult timing to delay the retake.
From heaven, yeah.
Yeah, create pandemonium. Boo, yeah, he TP's past it, but I mean, all he has is a judge. I don't know what Heretics can actually do in this moment. I'm even at a loss for words.
I mean, they don't either.
I can't imagine what it feels like to be playing against what's going on with them right now and how this G2 roster is just, like you said, having their way with them.
A pit mid this time from Woot. Same trip we've seen the last couple of rounds.
But again, the pack of G2
Screen down.
are at the site where there's only one player. As I say that, Benji Fishy, of course, will rotate over and maybe sneak his way into the site. There he goes. Ask for Viper wall up from Woot to do so. But look at this. Both initiators at B trying to sell that it's a fake, and that's going to open up A ramp.
Grenade!
Can Valet do it again? I mean, he's still alive.
I mean,
Oh,
not anymore.
Yeah, he got taken out
Spike
finally.
down A.
Barring something ridiculous, Heretics will find their first. A flawless round. Desperately needed.
Jeez. I thought for a second, you know, with Valen still being alive, that he would
I mean, who knows?
have
Yeah.
the potential to bring it back.
Yeah.
Because that's been the name of the game so far. Like I said, Heretics have actually been doing a decent job in these early rounds, getting the man advantage. It's just been those scenarios where the bomb is down and they have to scale in, where they're just getting caught out,
Yeah.
not getting the trades.
Right. As soon as they get an advantage, it all falls apart.
Yeah.
Where are you?
And so into the next we go. An early satchel up, a ramps, an eye to spot anyone early, and a wall to play behind.
Face your fear!
Another free sight.
Nightfall will not connect. Oh, but the utility is going to delay for so long. Woot tried to tuck under into hell and catch him slipping, but
That's a big kill on the Leaf there. And they get full info that all 4 members are on site. What can they do with this, though?
Planted.
G2 may be cornered, but they play together so well. Are they going to be proactive? Are they going to triple swing?
tucked backside the Paranoia connected onto a couple. Icy's in a really good spot though. Clothesline. Jonah
One
P, a
enemy
1v1.
The Professor.
Looking to put a clinic on, but can't land the shots, can't steady the aim. And Heretics will get their second.
Back-to-back rounds. They caught Leaf off guard there. And that's ultimately what allowed them to bring that back. G2 did a really good job of getting Icy in there. Everybody else throwing util for him and then going in after. But it ultimately was too much in all the pandemonium and the chaos on the site.
Yeah, Rian's hit a couple of really nice shots there. The pop-off still showing signs of life.
Yeah.
And you can see it, they're not out of it. They don't believe they are.
But they need to win these last 2 rounds. They absolutely have to win them.
Oh, 1000%. This is borderline insurmountable if this continues the way it's gone.
Key note here, yes, it's a mid default, but the bomb is sitting outside of B. So this will ultimately end up to be a B hit. Info gathered for G2 that B main orb was grabbed. Just another slow approach.
Screen down.
I wonder if G2 decide to invest any utility into B main, and there's the breach flash to take it. That should be called out from Boo to his team, and that's why you see on the minimap,
Yeah,
Rians
was
is
considering
rotating.
it.
Yep. So there will be 3 here for the actual hit. But this mid trip was not broken by G2 early on. So Benji Fishy, if he doesn't go down at all, there will be no mid lurk. Doesn't matter though, because it's a straight up B hit.
The Paranoia forces Icy to slam into the pillar.
Spam kill for
falls.
Patatek. Yep.
Boo trying to find a little bit more.
There's a gap in the
Playing
smoke.
close on, yeah. Oh, they have no idea he's there!
One enemy
Jonah P
remaining.
turns on him, but it doesn't matter. Leaf in a 1v2,
One enemy remaining.
or a 1v3, excuse me, gets them both. Benji Fishy the last.
Surely
Hope
not.
remaining for Heretics with 13 seconds left. Spots the cap. Now having to commit
10
to the
seconds
plant.
left.
82 HP and 13 armor. Leaf is weak. He's battered. But can he play hero for G2 once more? Expecting the peak, Heaven, Leaf, Tux.
Oh my gosh.
He slipped under him. Oh, Benji Fishy was falling and Leaf lands the shots. The Red Bull clutch for G2 once more.
Another 1v3, this time it's Leaf. Oh my goodness. I mean, it feels like this one is over, Doug.
That might be the dagger.
I mean, Heretics are doing everything right in this scenario, and then Leaf just brings it back by his lonesome. sucking the life out of them. Nice! Everything showing for the way of G2.
Literally everything.
Yep.
It's just so tough when you're getting outplayed on the map the way that Heretics are, and then the clutches and crazy moments aren't going your way either. You're kind of left at a loss. Oh, the discipline box goes unchecked. Has claimed many a life, and there it grabs Ices. But they gotta know he's there, right? How does he get more?
Spike down A.
Okay. This time a 1v4. He's gotten it down to a 1v3. Benji Fishy's weak, Wood is as well.
That's not ready.
And they're facing him on the other side of the smoke. Very nicely handled by Heretics there. The reposition was great. A 9-3 half the way of G2, and I mean, it could have been worse, really. The last 3 rounds that they win come in the last 4 rounds of the half.
Such a rough map for Heretics right now. I mean, it's hard to even have hope.
Maybe they'll find it. On the other side of this break, we're going to throw down to the desk to break down the slaughter that has been the first half of Split.
So we're going to spend this next minute and change talking about Valen and how good he is at this particular video game, because my boy is cooking. Let's go, Valen. Maybe a little tiny bias there for
that's a little bit
for my future
but, I mean,
analyst.
he's been so good throughout this game. G2 in particular, I think some really well-called rounds. Their executes have looked on point in terms of coordination. Yeah. And on top of that, just the individual clutches are unbelievable.
They really are
the rounds that Valen and Leaf have been stealing.
Jesus, and I don't think it's only that. It's the clutches, of course, and the fact that the mid-rounding is so clean and crisp. On the other side, we see a Heretics that is just throwing this opportunities time after time. Here, Valen getting a 1v3 for free. Like, even the players spot them. I don't know if it's that they're tired, that they, are not expecting a player with such confidence in this kind of situation, but it's not only him. We also saw it from Leaf. We're seeing it from every single player.
This is the first time to me where I've watched Team Heretics this event, and I've been like, it makes sense. So this is a team with 1 day of scrimming heading into this. The team that's had a roster change into the event. They've definitely crumbled a little bit towards the tail end of this series on Split. But if you flip back over to G2, imagine what it means to these guys. We were talking about it during the tech pause, but this is a squad who stayed together, toiled down in Tier 2 to make it all the way back up through Ascension, made it to Americas, had a rough season to start, and then recovered.
Barely made it to
playoffs at the very last second by 2 rounds. 2 rounds. That was the difference to beat out Sentinels and make it to playoffs. And now they've pulled it over the line here and are half away from playoffs.
Yeah, they're almost there. But the thing is, could be a little magic in the air. Maybe if you're a Heretics fan, you're hoping for a little bit of a curse, a 9-3 curse. Maybe that could be the case. We'll see, though. Send it back to the casters.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, G2 4 rounds away from punching a ticket to playoffs. Their first international appearance, and for them to do so in flawless fashion without dropping a map, without dropping a series in the Swiss stage would be an impressive feat, but Heretics doing their damnedest to make sure that is not the case. Patatek is just destroyed, though. He gained so much space trade at the beginning, but it was all for naught because G2 are still holding the line. Leaf is a frenzy. Is that going to be enough to keep him back? Rian's close by at a distance, not going to be enough. Trent
Spike down.
still healthy, and Benji Fishy anything but.
And Trent still has a lot of utility to his name. But Benji in these moments, I mean, we've seen him pull it off before in this tap. It's actually the correct play.
Oh, that trick is so annoying. Oh, he tucked under it, almost landed the shot.
Trent very cautious.
Yeah, it's a stalemate.
With this Prowler, I mean, this is going to be too much.
This is textbook. This is textbook.
Benji can't hear
Trent's not forcing anything. Dre, that very well might be Raps.
Yeah, and it looked just like the approach from Heretics on Bind. They went down 9-3, and when they get on their attacking side, I mean, on Bind, it was the A site where they just ran it down. Yeah. In this case, it was the B. I mean, it's like they're trying to speed run their way out of here. Maybe they just want to go next. And Patatek here, I mean, It was a set play, you know, a rush play. He has a shorty. He has a shorty, shorty armor and satchels, but the breach of Jonah P, that seize was just too good.
Yeah. Heretics choosing not to force into this round. Just Sheriffs.
Yeah, they learned from the last map, that's for sure.
Well, I mean,
in this case.
I don't really know what other option you have, though.
Yeah. Force and rush B again like they did on the last map? I don't know.
Benji took a little bit of damage there as he tried to scale up ramps.
Oh, man. They're going to run into Icy with a judge here.
He's got full util.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to use it, Doug.
No.
I mean, this is just going to shred them down. They have no armor to their name.
If only he knew what was waiting on the other side of that wall.
Yeah. Here we go. Ah, too easy.
I like the patience on not forcing the swing on the second from Benji Fishy, but it's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
really nice
like
patience. A swing onto a weak Cypher is just too much. Rians upgrades the weapon.
Oh, man.
But he's the last one to fight.
Yeah, he has a judge, but...
30 seconds
Ooh,
left.
he doesn't need one.
Nope.
Apparently.
Not when you're hitting shots like that.
He has to win this round, that's the thing. He literally has to win this round. And it's just so hard to do that. Jonah P is just sitting back sight.
10 seconds left.
Should be an easy kill and a cleanup here
Yeah,
for the likes of G2.
He's gonna have no idea.
And our job gets a whole lot easier.
I believe this is the second 11-3 we've seen this series. The way of G2. This is about as must-win as we can possibly get.
I mean, they're going to buy out every single round from now on.
Yeah.
Win or lose.
Yep.
You have to. And for G2, I mean, just do damage. Don't let it slip away. Play the long game.
And I think that's a pretty safe bet with
Yeah.
G2. We've seen how disciplined they are. We see how they don't like to force things. They don't take uncalculated risks. Well,
Good entries?
yeah. Great entries.
A good satchel play from Patty Tech. He beats the fault line of Jonah P.
Now they rotate back
Yeah.
as silence is played over the site. Trent's going to be the first one there. He's got a judge in hand. So they're going to have to reckon with that.
Oh, and Jonah P getting aggressive in B main.
Getting all that info.
It allows Leaf to potentially sneak into A site. But look, they're so worried that there might have been a lurk already in sight. Oh, they're gonna make it in.
But I think they know, man. They saw the Viper util go up. Jonah P did, and so they know that it's a fake on the other side. Trent getting one. And Leaf has gotten past this, you're right. The spit will keep them back. He's so patient. Choosing not to spam, but he's not going to find any more.
Good damage done, though.
Yeah.
2 players sitting on minus 50.
30 seconds left.
And Jonah P right now, I mean, if he really wants to, he can just go for all the exit kills. Make the economy of Heretics really bad. Make them have to be on light armor, potentially Bulldogs even.
Oh, he's going fishing. He wanted to get a couple of cheeky kills, but we'll not allow it. So Heretics get to 4. You're right, they're going to carry a lot of rifles forward into the next round.
And if they want if they wanted any resemblance of a comeback, I mean, they needed to win that cleanly. Because like I said, if the guns were taken away from them in that scenario, this was that satchel play, which was beautiful.
And the dive from Boo as well.
Yeah, that was good. But as I was saying, if their guns were gone, I mean, this next round would have been probably a wash.
Yeah, it's Nico.
Yeah.
They're expecting some of the early aggression. Look, they've got a fault line set up at Paranoia.
Oh, and this is so cool. It's to punish the satchel play. It's off of audio cues.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to use it, though.
But that was really cool. What really nicely played by Boo as well to TP into Ramen to make him think that it was a TP into Garage.
Yeah. With the re-clear here from G2.
There's the fault line.
Oh, beautiful stun. But a 1-for-1 usually favors the attacking side.
Yeah, Icy was just a little ahead of it. Just half a second ahead of it. And he pays for it with his life. And so things slow down once more. Hear the flash go off mid.
Here.
Concerned about what might be there, but a refreshing of the smokes from Valen will keep them at bay.
I know exactly where you are.
Does he have his fault line? No, Jonah P doesn't.
Good delay from Jonah P, though.
Yeah, that's certainly going to help.
Omen Flash next. This is all buying time for the rotations.
And the paranoia. He doesn't have any idea that there are two on the other side of the box, so they wait out the delay, they wait out the stuns, and they get the sight. A judge is such a brutal weapon to have in a position like this.
And that was a good job from Heretics to kind of just ball up behind that double box. And G2 weren't aware that they just snuck in there. They crept in. Not a lot of teams will push through into a Viper.
No.
Into a Omen Flash. But I mean, when you're down so much, sometimes you have to make risky plays like that.
Yeah.
I mean, not sometimes, you kind of have to.
You're forced to, yeah. They're keeping energy up, man. They're down real big, but they're keeping energy up.
It's just so reminiscent of Bind.
Interesting decision there from G2 to play really aggressive off of the fault line and just demand the space garage. They get the orb in the hands of Icy, who's now 1 point away from having a showstopper in play.
It's such a good job because in these rounds, I mean, it's an eco round. I mean, just keep farming your ult economy up. At some point, you can just use every single ult to win one round. You're at match point.
Right.
I mean, maybe you don't even need to use them all. You know, you win a round with just one.
Yeah, just stagger him.
Who knows? So they are thinking of the bigger picture, the long con.
I've got your trail.
That will be an upgrade for Trent.
They used the Seekers to understand there was a little bit of a flank. Couldn't really tell how many were spotted. And so Heretics off of the space that they've gained and the spike that's been planted, they scale into sight. And they scale well past it. They're in spawn.
Oh, Valen's gonna drop here shortly.
Yeah, he has no idea.
A great flank around the back. But how does Icy get that kill onto Boo?
Wood has been running after them this entire time, finally rewarded for his persistence.
One enemy remaining.
How has this gotten into a 1v1?
No idea.
Jonah P with the Sheriff. This is winnable.
Low, Doug.
Oh, it's so winnable. What a shot.
What was that? They stole the round away from Heretics. The MasterCard Thrifty. The Professor back at it again, taking Heretics to school.
That 1v, I mean, it should have never gotten to a 1v1.
That's how it happened. The satchel out with the Omen Flash. Beautiful.
Icy did so much work.
Oh, that's filthy. Yeah, look at
same, bro.
Icy, who's been popping off all series long, is reacting like that to his own teammate.
16 and 12 for Jonah P. Again, pace up ramps.
Oh, this is gonna be a full 4-man re-clear for G2. Protocols for if teams take a ramp.
Pattek has his ult, but here's here alone. They're scaling towards B.
Oh my gosh, they just ran it down into the heaven.
They actually did. Pattek's gonna fall potentially without using his ult to close the map. Heretics have gotten so much space on site though. No ult to speak of for G2. Full rifles though, full armor. And Heretics again scale into spawn. They've got a little bit of time here too. Leaf is gonna be reflanking in through garage. But this crossfire, oh, they're so disciplined with it. It might not matter though, as Benji Fishy's able to get one. Trent, weak on the side, will fall.
Forever.
If another numbers disadvantage is how this ends.
I swear.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be the case, so time's too short.
Yeah, they're just going for exits here, and it's really smart. Destroy the economy.
Oh, I thought they'd go the other way.
Oh my gosh.
Leaf's not able to get any of it. Jonah P will survive with rifle in hand, while Heretics carry 3 of their own into the next.
That was a really nice call from Heretics, and I mean, it was definitely a risk, but they deposit Patatek on that A ramp quick, really early in the round, and simultaneously, they're already running it up into B Heaven. I think they understand that G2 do have a really good reclear on that A ramp to punish anybody left there. And Patatek was just a body bag for them to take that B site for free.
Yeah, he was a sacrificial lamb.
And by the way, this is the first timeout called for G2. Yet another advantage. They have 2 to their name on this half.
Yeah, but this is interesting because this gives Heretics a chance to talk with their coach for the first time since what, round 8 of the first half?
That's a very good point.
It's been a while.
And if they want to come back, I mean, they're going to need help from their coach. And also, with the way that their ults are forming, I know the viewers can't see this, but I have to stress it right now, right here, right now. They have to be snowballing their ults one by one in order to win a round. Even the Omen ult, you need to somehow win a round. You need to cook up a strat to win a round with Omen ult by itself if you want to come back here.
We'll see if Nilzinho has something cooked up.
I mean, you have to, though, surely. There needs to be a snowball, and you cannot get ecoed again like they did by Jonah P.
Well, I mean, they can't lose anything.
Yep.
Can't lose anything at all.
If they play their cards right, I mean, you can get at least 4. Potentially 4 in a row with these ults.
This would be a ridiculous attempt at a comeback, and they do have some of the pieces in this round to at least win this one. Not much to speak of on the side of G2.
That's a good start.
Box screen down.
G2 still continue to do a really good job of abusing that orb B, even when they're in an eco situation.
Cage triggered.
They're all huddled up in ramps.
Exactly where you are.
That's going to cause problems. They have to give some of the space up, yeah. So the trap that was set gets exposed. So he's going to catch something here. No, he's got to clear all the way around the smoke. Meanwhile, here, you're right. You were mentioning it earlier for Heretics. If you can get through this without investing Patatek's ult or Woot's ult, it's huge.
Exactly. And then the next gun round, you just continue the snowball. Try to win one with that showstopper. Or if you get the site for free, you know.
Did the nade miss? I think the nade may have missed. Meanwhile, Patatek's able to get 3 because of it. A flawless round for Heretics to get to 7. And they did so without investing the 2 ults.
What are they going to cook up here? Because on the other side, I mean, G2 are sitting pretty. Patatek, these were some really nice shots. I mean, yeah, it's an eco, but I mean, these feel good and could potentially give him enough confidence to get some good entries.
Let's go, baby.
Benji's doing his best to will them back into this thing, man.
He really is.
They don't have a chance.
The problem is, for G2, they've got rifles again, they have an op in the hands of Icy, and they have 3 ults to play with, including the Rolling Thunder from Jonah P. They've left Icy on an island here.
Yeah, and that pit is invested into mid. Trent will lean back towards B to try to support Icy after he takes this shot, but I can't help but feel like he's not going to be able to... Ooh, what a good orb.
Welcome to my world.
That pit's going to go out and cover him up. Yeah, he's got to give the space up.
That's info gathered, though, for this side of Heretics. They understand that there is a raise and a fade towards B site. A Viper is in mid. So it has to be Omen and Breach on A. And they don't want any of that.
Well, I mean, they were rotating back A and now having second thoughts about it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be so hard to run up against an Omen flash, a fault line, especially through that little choke on A main. So they're playing their cards perfectly right now. This is the perfect call.
Leaning into the advantages of the Viper ult that they have up and the wall they can play around.
And Doug, if they can hold on to this showstopper and save it for the retake breach ult, it's used.
Yeah, I mean, they had no way to have any info of what was happening on the site, so they had to invest it. I really like this positioning from Trent, but he swung out just a half a second too early. Now he will be down.
I can't help but feel like that was a huge mistake from Trent. I mean, you're already playing retake. Get out of there when you hear the showstopper.
Jonah P grabbed the op, He still has his ult.
I don't know.
Do you invest it here?
I don't know if you do, Doug.
He's gonna try. Oh, it was the fault line. Icy just got destroyed. Tried satcheling out, but Patatek continues to impress. He continues to deliver to Heretics. What in the world? He doesn't even realize there's someone right next to him with the wall up. Leaves left in a 1v3. He's still trying to clear the pit, and he can't. Heretics will get to 8.
And again, I cannot help but feel like Trent should have given all of that sight as soon as he heard the showstopper. He put his team in such a bad position for that retake. Jonah P has an op to his name as a breach. I mean, and then we use the ult too. It's like, oh my gosh, I think G2 made a huge blunder here by investing that. Breach ultimate. It's a 4v5. Icy had already dropped. It's a 2v3 scenario. I get it. You clutched out a lot of rounds on your attacking side, but all you need is one round to close it out.
5 of the last 6 going the way of those Niños.
They gave them a chance.
Yeah, G2 still on map point. They've been there for a little while now. And now another eco buy. Stingers and Sheriffs. And Trent's gonna have his ult online soon. Icy's only halfway there, but Jonah P is a distant memory now.
I mean, this is so tense right now for both sides.
You can't help but feel like the momentum's away the attack, though.
Yeah.
I've got him.
Although the last time G2 won a round, it was a thrifty, so, I mean, who knows? Maybe they can pull it off again. Mage traded flash up, Icy filling. That was very nicely done to clear that back out. Meanwhile, Wood's gone behind enemy lines. Somehow, Jonah P knows though, and he drops them. That's one step closer.
30 seconds left.
He hears that. Oh, but he's not able to land the shots. Boo's gotten back out on the site. He's got the spike in hand. He's got help over his shoulder. And he's gotten Heretics that much closer to their 9th round.
I mean, it was looking dicey, but
10 seconds left.
they got the job done. Oh, wait. That's a really good fault line.
Jonah P in a 1v3. All staring at elbow. Benji Fishy will fall, make it to an ace to potentially close the map. Can he pull it off? They're both right there. The spam onto the first, they're both weak. He's gonna connect it all! And Jonah P aces his way to take G2 to playoffs. What a finish!
What an unbelievable showing from G2. They went down the first map on Lotus and brought it back in spectacular fashion. G2 are here to play, they're the truth, and they make it to playoffs. That 4-day break is gonna be amazing for the boys. Emotions at a high.
Just when it seemed like the comeback was on. 2 thrifty wins to close the map for G2. What a performance.
A 1v4 to close it out.
And an ace for Jonah P. The value he's provided to this squad, not just in that series, but really all season, all year, has been invaluable. For it to end like that, it's just dumb.
Yeah. I mean, it was, to be fair, it was what was happening all map long. So maybe it was just right. Maybe it was deserved.
Poetic.
Yeah.
22 and 14 for Jonah P. Not too shabby of a way to punch a ticket to playoffs for your team. That's ridiculous. Valen had some outrageous moments. I mean, the first half was clinical.
It was not only from a macro standpoint, but also the individual prowess, too, right?
Yeah.
All the clutches. I mean, Leaf doing this instant play, you know, taking the timing into spawn, Valen clutching it out with the 1v3. And that's kind of where the plot was lost. I mean, Valen's wide swinging, and there was no aim there for Heretics. They fell asleep behind the wheel. I feel like any other day, I mean, just yesterday, Heretics would maybe one-tap the wide swing from Valen there.
Yeah. It's just so tough to overcome that when you've created such a massive lead on one half. You've created such a buffer for yourself where it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be clean, it doesn't have to be pretty. You can just kind of stumble your way through the last couple of rounds if you have to, and again, that's what they did.
Yeah.
I think there's still plenty to be excited for, though, for if you're a fan of Heretics. I mean, the grit that they showed, the fact that, I mean, you saw it, they were hyped all the way up until the end, but G2 advanced. We're going to throw it down to Yinsu for the Ryzen post-match interview with Icy.
G2, they've done it. They locked themselves in a spot for playoffs here at Masters Shanghai. I am now joined by Icy and Luna here, who's going to do some translations. First of all, Icy, huge congratulations. You've been grinding for so long in this scene, and you finally make an international event. Did you expect yourself and your team to be able to make it playoffs right off the bat this quickly?
其实像我们的 IC 选手已经在这个行业深耕了非常之久，然后才进入到了我们的世界比赛当中。那你有没有预想到能够这么快的就进入到我们的淘汰赛呢？
I mean, going into these games, like, you know, every game I'm confident, and, you know, I have a great team behind me. So, you know, just always playing confident, game by game, and I kind of expected this, so.
我一直都是非常的自信的，因为当我的背后有这么强大的队伍的时候，在每一场比赛当中，你都是可以非常自信的去面对的。
I think a lot of the Americas fans also expected you guys to make it as well. I wanted to ask you a little bit about this game because your coach, Josh RT, said the reason that you guys chose Bind, which is still a bit of a surprise, I think, for a lot of people, is that you know your strength, you know what you guys can do. But I wanted to ask you, being on that server today, what did you think your strength really was? Was there something about Heretics that you just felt like you had over them?
那其实之前你们的教练也说过，你们选择 Bind 这张图的原因是因为你们在这张图上打得特别好，所以想问一问你，你觉得你们在这张地图上面做得特别好的部分是什么呢？以及针对今天的对手，你觉得你们做的是最好的是什么的呢？
I mean, going into Bind, you know, like, it's one of our stronger maps, and I feel like you're just playing together, communicating well, and just, you know, doing things together. And when you do things together in this game, like, things will work in your favor. So a lot of it was our good communication and just sticking to our plan, and I think our game plan worked, so.
因为其实这也是一张我们非常强势的图，在这张图里面会感受到我们都团结一致。当然，当所有的人团结在一起，一起去努力的时候，你就会发现一切都迎刃而解了。
And super quickly, I've got to ask you because I'm going to ask everyone. But of course, the next round, you don't get to choose who you play. In fact, the other teams get to choose who they want to play. Is there anyone that you are hoping would choose you?
There's no one in specific, but, you know, if I were to choose maybe 100 Thieves for the rematch, or, you know, EDG would be a fun game against the home crowd.
Want a rematch with
100 Thieves.
那其实呢，刚刚的问题是，其实，在下一轮当中是由淘汰赛当中的4支队伍来选择他们。但是如果他们能够选择的时候，会想要选择谁？他会说，如果有机会的话，我会想要跟100 Thieves 再打一次再相遇的一场，再打一场比赛，又或者是想要面对 EDG。
All right, thank you very much. Luna, thank you very much. Icy as well. I mean, you heard the man. 100 Thieves, EDG, choose them, choose them.
And G2 Esports pick up the win. You can see the stuffed animals are happy about that.
I actually can't see you over the stuffed animal.
You can't. Hello, friend. How are you? Yes. But yeah, I mean, overall, guys, what a day, right? Just we had 6 maps, just good games across the board. Kukuka. I would direct a question to Mimi, but I can't physically see her right now.
I know.
So yeah, I mean, overall though, G2 Esports, very well played in a dominant way for them to close out this one, despite it kind of slipping toward the end there.
Yeah, exactly. Overall, I think I'm very happy that we've seen 2 very competitive matches. So, you know, we might be forgetting about that last one, but if we take, you know, a trip down memory lane and we think about what happened during that first match, yeah, Texture was able to do this.
Yes, our HyperX Reflex moment of the day. Texture You got to give it to him. I mean, that was nuts. And honestly, it's befitting of a sponsorship segment. Just, a HyperX reflex moment, you know? Hell yeah.
He's just so fast. I'm really excited to watch Texture play in playoffs for Gen G. I think the team that everyone was expecting to be one of our kind of quick teams to make it out of groups. It was 2 tough games, but they get it done for Gen G. But G2, I think a lot of people weren't sure if they'd make it out or thought it would be a longer road. So it's so massive for these guys to be able to get that kind of easier route in, get some time off, maybe even get to explore Shanghai a little bit more. I'm really excited to watch more from this team. They're really stepping up at the global level.
I think that there are also teams like maybe not Gen G so much, but I think that G2 is a team that is going to benefit from the experience of playing from the Swiss stage.
Yeah, now Dan's over there. Okay.
This penguin is huge. Can we talk about that?
Average.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's huge.
Well, folks, with day 3 coming to a close, let's go ahead and take a look at the Swiss bracket, shall we? All right, so G2 as well as Gen G make it to the next round where they will await who their opponent is. They don't have a choice. They're just gonna have to accept their fate.
The format is so cool.
I love it.
See them. Yeah. I feel like Under Thieves is gonna pick G2.
I mean, Boostio's been talking a lot of.
Wait, because there's also a draw, right? Maybe they don't even have a
They might not have a
If they're
choice.
the last one, maybe they're stuck with Gen G because who's gonna pick Gen G?
Honestly, that would be so hilariously ironic.
Yes.
And it would just be perfect. Just Boostio talking all this crap, and then right at the end,
he gets to choose between the two, and it's like G2, Gen G. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Gen G.
Yeah. But no, I think he literally tweeted, if G2's winning, then this is a Mickey Mouse tournament, which is just the most ridiculously wrong thing. But his trash talk is next level, man.
But it would be funnier if he actually chose any other team but them.
Yeah, it would genuinely be, or if they did not have a choice and they had to pick them no matter what, would also be funny. Although I don't know if that would necessarily be the case. But anyway, coming up tomorrow, though, is going to be our first elimination matches. Oh, yeah, I'll take the bear here. The first elimination matches for our 0-1 teams. You can see the schedule there. We're going to be saying goodbye to 2 of these squads tomorrow. And of course, we'll see them in the next stage of play, but it is going to be sad to be saying goodbye to them so soon. Here you got Leviathan going up against T1, and then it's going to be Dragon Ranger Gaming taking on Foot Esports.
Yeah, I think that Lev T1 game is going to be an especially exciting one for me. T1 and Lev both losing really close games.
Yeah.
T1, a team I think has been kind of inconsistent, both in Pacific and sometimes at their global appearances.
But they have the chance to.
Yeah, but they have a lot of potential. And Lev as well, I think, looks a little shaky at times, especially in their more macro play. But they definitely have a ton of firepower on both those rosters. It should make that a really fun game to kick things off.
Hear me out, though. What if DRG wins? That'd be hype.
I mean, we've seen FPX already start to pop off.
No, I don't. I quite love them all, but honestly, that'd be something else, though.
Yeah. It
Right?
definitely would be very exciting. I think it's a bit sad that of course we have to say goodbye to 2 teams. But hey, we were also talking about how taxing and difficult it was for some of these teams to even make it through playoffs. And if they are to win tomorrow, it's still not over. They have to wait. At the end of the day, we'll have another draw, and they will go against the teams that have lost today. And hear me out, there is no easy opponent from then on. So they're going to have to prove a lot of things, not only to themselves, but also to us.
Yeah.
And also to him.
And to
also
him.
to him. Most importantly to
Nice
him.
little guy.
Well, folks, as we take a look at the time here, it's 10:30 at night.
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I think we've been up since like 7 a.m.
I
So
need
it's time to go to bed. But we thank you all so much for tuning in. We got some great matches for you tomorrow. We're going to be saying goodbye to 2 squads, but the journey continues here in Shanghai. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you then, folks. Have a good morning, I believe, if you're in NA and EU.
Any bias
Yeah,
time zone.
right. I know, right? But take care, everyone. See you soon. The hometown heroes are hoping to see if lightning can strike twice on that stage, but in their way is one of the Pacific region's best. Gen G versus FPX.
Texture out for blood. Life though, holding the line outside of B. Takes him down. Autumn is tapping away, finds one, and Lakia cannot get the flick. Autumn says, nah, son, I'm better than you with the up. Scoops it up.
Lakia.
As Life comes up with one, Karon mows down three, Texture now, his own showstopper in hand, sends it, gets the kill, and my God, what an explosive, chaotic, and messy round. Molly finds one, Karon able to take out Life, but now Lakia gonna be traded out. Oh, shots flying, things looking good, it's all on Meteor, and he cannot make it happen. The pit invested in Karon, everything to do. Spots one, swings out of it though, and Autumn will collect the 4K. 16-14, FPX. They do not let the map get away from them. There's nothing more that Life can realistically do here. Just looks for any kind of exit frags that he can potentially get. Now the double shot set, has to go over to the Classic. Looks for the right click, but it's gonna be Texture who takes him down. Comes out of this one, has the op, and Life gets the shot. Meteor gonna be dead. I am fighting too. Life is creeping in from the flank, gets the shot, and FPX get the lead. Man, able to find the catch on the Life. There's the reveal. The bang through as the ping comes across, and Munchkin gonna be able to find himself three. But now the 2v3. Life gonna be taken down. Meteor able to just go ahead and finish it off.
Whoa!
Sunset out of the way, Ascent on the horizon. The action will continue. They've squandered their time, and Meteor has held the line. A MasterCard Thrifty and a 4K from Meteor with some of the most gorgeous shots that I have seen. Forward here on the side, swings out. Meteor able to take him down. Displaces him. Meteor finds a second Munchkin. 3K from Meteor. Trying to go for a TP play. Gets a headshot onto Lakia. Karon dead. Berlin. He's just annihilated them. Meteor the last one standing. And Berlin will get it done. What in the hell is that? Looking for a timing, but Lysor able to capitalize, finds it now. Lakia gonna be invested, but time is running thin. Meteor finds the last two shots. Gen G take down FPX on a set 13-11. They win the series, and they punch their ticket to playoffs.
Since the dawn of time in Valorant, it's always been EU versus NA. And here we are again singing a very similar song, this time with fresh faces. It's G2 versus Team Heretics. A slot in the playoffs is up for grabs. It's a question of who wants it more.
There's the fault line. Jonah P falls.
That's all.
Oh, he's got his ult online, and it is triggered. Walls closing in, and G2 with nowhere to go.
Let's go!
The jump spot A caused rotations back over, and then they went back C and cleared the trip. Paranoia in his face, and he connects with two.
Nice, Benji.
And both rockets up and online. The chaos ensues as Wu gets two. Boom. In the face of an attempt at a comeback, Heretics hold strong. Time is short, and Jonah P is patient.
Just going for damage now.
Yeah, trying to keep them around and die to this fight. They somehow got above it! Woot's still somehow alive, finally falls! As he goes up, a little ring around the rosy as Valen's trying to swing back around, and Valen with three.
It's such a good bait, Doug.
Icy's in such a good spot.
Almost the 30, gets it on the fadeaway.
Connecting off of the util from Trent, but the ace for Icy to send us to map 3. A dominant performance from the #2 America seed. Valen, who's been the architect of a perfect round before, is gonna have to do it again, and he delivers! The Red Bull clutch for G2! Oh, they have no idea he's there! Jonah P turns on him, but it doesn't matter. Oh, Benji was falling, and Leaf lands the shots! Can he pull it off? They're both right there. The spam onto the first, they're both weak. He's gonna connect it all! And Jonah P aces his way to take G2 to playoffs! What a finish!
What an unbelievable showing from G2!
Oh,